So hello, I'm Edward Vincent Mosquera, and today I'm going to discuss on CI/CD automation using Jenkins and GitHub. I will make a tutorial on how we can use Jenkins with GitHub. So first step is we are going to set up a GitHub repository. So I'm going to CI/CD then I'm going to create a readme.md. So md, this is just a readme file that contains a instructions. So I'm just gonna put just the repository name. We're going to reload it, and now we are going to clone this on our local machine. So cd documents clones and git clone. We have a CI/CD demo. If we git clone this, as you can see, we have now a cd gen. We are going to add a code here for unit testing, and we are going to add a simple Python program with a unit test. And now we're going to add a test py. Here is the code from ChatGPT, and I'm going to paste it here. So this is just a simple test. Joke. So we're going to make a simple calculator.py, and we're going to add this. We add this here, and we are just going to rename this into test calculator. And now we have successfully added a Python program with unit test. So next is we are going to add this new program into our repository. So to do that, we just need to check the status. So as you can see, we have two untracked files, so we are going to git add this all and git commit add new Python files, and then we are going to git push origin to our main branch. So the purpose of this is to add the recent or the updated code whenever we have a new program. The purpose of this is to display it on our repository. So from the word itself, push, we are going to push the Python files into our repository using git commands. As you can see, we have two simple calculator and task calculator.py. So next is we are going to install a Jenkins. So since I have a Linux machine, I'm going to use my terminal to install the Jenkins. So just search the Jenkins and the download and deploy. So in my case, I have a Debian Linux. I'm just going to copy this all. So copy this and paste it on your command line. No. Just paste it on your terminal. So since I have now a Jenkins, so once you finish installing once it is finished, we still have a things to do before we can use the Jenkins. So we should start the Jenkins. So system ctl start the Jenkins, and also I have started it already. So as you can see, if we can Jenkins, as you can see, it is now active running. So in order to start it, so just follow this command, just enter this, and then once you're finished, and enable it using this, enable it. That is how you can start your Jenkins on your local machine. So now, once you started the Jenkins machine or Jenkins on your local machine, we have a localhost that is accessible. So as you can see, to unlock Jenkins, we need administrator password. So where to find? It says that in this path. So we are going to open new terminal, and then sudo cat, we need to sudo, so that because it is the permission is needed on this whenever we open the admin password for Jenkins secrets and initial admin password. So we should type manually this word, and now we can see the admin password, and then we should copy this and paste it on Jenkins. So install plugins. I'm going to install suggested plugins for. So now we have successfully installed the plugins in Jenkins. So I'm just going to continue or skip and continue as admin and save and finish. You have skipped the setup admin, logged in as admin. Maybe admin password. Okay. So now we are in Jenkins. Plugins. Update. Here, so we are going to search git plugin. Pipeline plugin. I'm just going to install this for what do we have installed? Git plugin. No, we have already installed the Git plugin. And now I'm going to search the pipeline plugin. Pipeline plugin. We have this pipeline, but pipeline plugin. No, we have already installed the pipeline plugin. So GitHub integration plugin, GitHub integration plugin. So this is the only one we didn't install yet. So I'm just going to install it. Success. So loading plugin extension. So I'm just going to restart Jenkins when installation is complete. Jenkins is restarting. So I'm going to, so the username for our Jenkins is admin, because I skipped the process of setting up an account, and the password is this, what we have. As you can see, it is now set up. So now we have installed this plugins. So in order to automate those builds, we need to create a job, which is the Jenkins pipeline job, to automate the builds. So in our job dashboard, just click the create a job and then enter a item name. So in this case, I'm going to automate first job, and then I'm going to choose the pipeline. Here is index, discard all builds, the project, and pipeline script. Wait. So I'm just going to save this and then just click the build now. As you can see, there's a build that will happen. Yeah. So it is now success. So next is we are going to connect Jenkins to GitHub. So generate a personal token in GitHub. So here we have generated a personal token. So in order to find this, just go in settings and go to the bottom and click the developer settings and personal access token and this fine grain token. So generate a new token. So in my case, I have already this. I have this already. CD Jenkins. So I'm going to read and write the webhooks and also the repository security advisories and yeah, and in account permission, I think that's all. That is all we need for our Jenkins app. So now we are going to generate a token, and also in repository access in default, this is the public repositories is chosen, so that's why we need to change it to all repositories. So just click this, all repositories, and then we can now generate a token with it. Yes, generate a token, and now we can save this here. And next is in Jenkins, go to manage, and we are going to add a credentials. So go to manage Jenkins. Now we are in manage Jenkins, so just click this credentials, system, global credentials, and add credentials. So the username must be the username of your GitHub account, which is mine is Wardio. This, in your case, it is different. So, and then the password of this must be the token that we have generated. So this is the token. Just paste it, and now we have set the GitHub account on our Jenkins. So right now, in order to connect Jenkins to our GitHub, so we just need to add a new item. So we can item this into like automate build, automate, oh no, third job now, and then choose the item type, which is freestyle project, and then okay. So in our source code management, we need to choose the Git and the repository URL, which is the URL of your repository, and just copy that and then paste it here, and then the Wardio that we have created on our credentials. And next is just leave it in master, and also we need to have a master branch on our GitHub repository. If you don't know how to add a new branch, you can use the GitHub software platform to add a new branch. Just click this and name it master. So now you just need to check this GitHub hook trigger, and also delete workspace for build start. So we can save it, and then now we can build it. As you can see, it's now okay. So in our GitHub, we do need to set up a webhook on our repository. So to set up the webhook, just click the webhook and add webhook. So in this payload URL, the localhost URL is not it won't accept the localhost URL. So that's why we need to use the platform called ngrok. So if you don't know what is ngrok, you can install the ngrok. So this is the ngrok. But since I have it in my machine, I can use it directly. So I've used it earlier. So if you need to use it again, ngrok http 8080, because when we access, because when we access our Jenkins, it is HTTP localhost 8080. So in order to add the purpose of this ngrok is to generate a URL link that is accessible online. So that is why we need to use ngrok. So if we visit this site, as you can see, this is the link. As you can see, this is the link, and visit site. This is the Jenkins platform, right? So now what we are going to do is we need to copy this URL, and then in our GitHub payload URL, so you can see it is now HTTPS, and add a GitHub webhook. It must be just like this. So the ngrok URL is different on yours, but the GitHub webhook must be the same on yours. So we are going to choose the content type, the application JSON, and let me select individual event. Wait, choose event, push event. It's just the push event because of the instruction. So I'm going to add the webhook. So what we're going to do is we are going to test the webhook if it is working. So in our master branch, we can edit our readme file, because as you can see it here in our third job item, we only have one build. So if we have changes on our GitHub repository on master branch, because we specifically choose the master branch of it, so that is why it is only applicable on changing the code on the master or branch master. So if we add another comment, activity 100, and we are going to commit this, and then we are going to check on builds. As you can see, it is now building on new committed changes on our readme file. So what we're going to do next is we need to create a Jenkins pipeline for CI/CD. So I'm going to add a new item, pipeline job. So we are going to choose the pipeline, and then I'm going to copy. We cannot copy. I'm going to copy this code and set up a Jenkins file in GitHub repository with the following. Okay. So it says that we need to set up a Jenkins file in GitHub repository with the following. We're just going to So this is the code on Jenkins that we are going to add in GitHub. No. Me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the GitHub, because I don't know what happened, and I'm going to paste it here and then commit the changes. And now it is now committed. Save and build. So save and run the pipeline, make code changes in GitHub, push it and verify if Jenkins. So we are going to change or make a changes in our code in GitHub, push it and verify if Jenkins automatically triggers the build. So it says that using the GitHub in simple calculator, just our task calculator, we are going to edit this file into then our Jenkins, we need to update the task calculator and check if the pipeline is working. Diba? Or do I? Check the Jenkins build. As you can see, it is now working because of what we updated is the calculator. And logs for errors, and yeah, I think that's all for this video.